Welcome back on this Friday morning. There it is outside, just getting some nice sun rays out there. We're loving to see that, get that vitamin D that we need, especially when we know we've got a lot of great days ahead, but not today. And what about the weekend? Keith will tell us about that coming up. We talked about vitamin D. What about omega-3s? This morning, we're showing you some great heart-healthy fall recipes. And joining us from Health Partners Regents Hospital, Dr. Joe Browning. Doctor, nice to have you back.
Good to be
and his sidekick, Tim. Tim, nice to have you here as well. Tell us about, we've got a lot of different offerings here, and I can't help but, I love the smell of salmon. I was telling you as a kid, growing up in the Pacific Northwest, they would puree it and put it in my bottle. That's why I became a big salmon fan as a baby. But good stuff, good for our hearts. So tell us about these recipes. We've got a lot of different samplings here of food and how they're good for our hearts.
And we're using a fall theme here. You can see the colors. The first is a chopped apple salad. It's got the two main ingredients for heart health is apples and walnuts.
Walnuts are good for our hearts.
Fantastic.
Right. Yeah.
High in omega-3s that we'll talk about. Apples, when it comes to heart health, it's pretty power-packed.
Right.
Mainly for two reasons. The peel has the antioxidants that we look for.
That's the key, isn't it? Don't take the peel off.
Don't peel it. That's where all the nutrients, all the phytonutrients are. And then the inside has all the soluble fiber, which helps to lower our cholesterol.
Right. And walnuts are it's like one of those superfoods.
It is. It's one of the highest. It has some of the highest amounts of omega-3 fatty acids as far as the nuts go.
And the nice thing about that, it tastes great. This combination.
Yes, this does taste great. When it comes to antioxidants, the deal with antioxidants, we talk about the heart health, but what is actually happening is when cholesterol is circulating through our blood, it undergoes a process called oxidation. And when it's oxidized, they become smaller and more prone to cause disease. So it would make sense that taking antioxidants would help to prevent that. And it is actually true. When we look at studies, people who consume a diet rich in antioxidants, there's lower risk of cardiovascular disease.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Apple cider, a favorite in our house.
Garnished with a little citrus.
Very nice.
More vitamin C.
Right.
Another heart-healthy dish here is the salmon that Tim's cooking up right now.
Yeah.
As far as omega-3s, this has the highest amount of omega-3s, salmon does, and when cooked with healthy oils, is terrific for you.
And what are we talking, olive oil or what type of oil?
He's using sesame oil.
Sesame oil?
Yep. Yeah,
sesame oil. Okay, good to know. Soup is good food, especially on a colder kind of day like we've had.
Yep. Pumpkin soup with red lentils with some healthy garnish. Pumpkin's got fiber and some more antioxidants that are helpful for cardiovascular health.
And it's just good. I mean, like squash soup and pumpkin soup just tastes good. It's really good. Kind of sticks to the ribs in this kind of weather. And then our final offering up here.
This is butternut squash in rice pilaf. So the butternut squash, again, like pumpkin is a squash. It has the fiber that's useful for cholesterol and more.
Are there some cranberries in there too?
Cranberries as well. Yep.
Oh, that does look good.
Delicious foods.
All right. So tell us, Tim. You've been preparing it over here. How do we make this? I understand this is it maple syrup we're using?
Yes, real maple for the salmon glaze. Yep. It's maple syrup, sesame oil. And soy sauce, and that's really it. And you let it marinate for a couple of hours in the fridge, and that's about it. And then you can kind of heat this up, what's left over.
This is the concoction here. You've been kind of
and do
putting
a
that
kind
on.
of a final glaze when you finish it.
It's important at the end, isn't it? Because you don't want it to burn on there.
Yeah, you don't want it to burn too much, and you want it to give it a nice finish. But that's where all the flavors come in. This is actually a recipe from Stephen Reichland, who's a barbecue guru. So I trust it. So we'll be eating it in a little bit.
It smells great. It does smell great. And these are salmon steaks, not fillets, correct?
These are steaks, that's right. So you can have them, have the butcher cut them up for you, or you can also find them frozen at Lowe's or Whole Foods.
Either way is good. You can do the fillet or I prefer the fillet just because you don't have any bones to deal with.
Yeah, that's right.
You still have some bones to deal with.
And steaks are popular for the grill, especially the outside grill. A little bit sturdier, so they hold up better.
Right. Well, good. And all heart smart. That's the main thing here, doctor. Especially this time of year when we feel kind of prone to eat carbs, when it gets colder. But this is stuff that will stick to our ribs, and it's good for our hearts.
Yep.
That's
comfort food, but it's healthy too.
I like it. All right. Well, thanks so much, gentlemen. All the recipes, you can find those on our website. Go to myfox9.com. Click on the Morning Show tab, then on In the Kitchen, and you can learn more about this especially the terrific steak here and the sauce that goes with it. We'll be trying that in a moment. We're going to need that, Doctor, because we'll need our energy for the dance-off. I know you look forward to that every time you come on the program. Keith Marler, there you go. Some good food that's good for our hearts and good this time of year, frankly.
Hearty, always good for this time of year. This makes